Hello guys, this is Frozgard again for another commentary. So get this replay loaded up and pause at the 15-second mark. This replay is from a game between Hackerfly 100% and SK Sweet. So hopefully you guys have the map, you guys have the replay pause at the 15-second mark, and when we can get this started. So let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. The first thing I want you to notice is Sweet's build order. Sweet goes for Crypt and Graveyard at the same time and actually delays his 4th Acolyte a bit. I mean, actually the 2nd Acolyte that comes out, but no, his 5th Acolyte in this case. And the next thing he's going to put up is not going to be a Ziggurat, but is going to be his altar. I'm pretty sure a lot of audio commentators have already commented on this, that since the altar builds slower than a Ziggurat, and well, I mean the cost is the same whether you build a Ziggurat first or the altar first. It's only the fact that you won't be able to pump Crypt units out quite so quickly if you put the altar up before the Ziggurat. So if you put the altar up before the Ziggurat, I think I've said this like 50 times now, you're gonna get your hero faster, and this is gonna make an appreciable difference in this game and this matchup on this map. And you'll see why in a second. On the other hand, Fly 100%, I'm just gonna call him Fly because, well, he's a Fly guy. On the other hand, he's doing a normal build order and he just scouted the spawn next to him because, I mean, I'm just guessing, but what I usually do in that case is I'm gonna go creep his turtles first because then you deny him experience and so on, because his hero is gonna be later than your hero. Well, I mean, with the Fiend build, and unless he goes fast altar, which is not that common, which can happen, but it's not that common. So right now, creeping, pretty normal, like hit the big turtle once, the giant sea turtle once with the Farseer, so that your wolves don't get destroyed really quickly. And then you can actually just leave the wolves on the smaller turtles while your Farseer and your Grunt already continue to the next creep spot. And here you will see that Sweet's build made a big difference, well, made an appreciable difference, because he will have his hero just when Fly tries to come creep his camp. And if he had made the regular Ziggurat altar build, then well, Hacker Fly would have been able to creep this without a problem, and Sweet wouldn't have been able to do anything against it. So right now, Fly is just trying to get the last hit on that creep. He's just trying to delay the other player a bit from creeping, and well, not very successfully, because Sweet knows what he's doing. So right now, the Orc player at this stage of the game, it's very hard to fight the under player because he will have a lot of skeletons, because they were just next to a creep camp where there were still fresh corpses, so he could summon a whole bunch more skeletons, and well, level 1 wolves, as everyone knows, are really imba because they give 30 experience. Nah, I'm not going to complain anymore. So what Sweet does is a very nice thing. He continues creeping with his Fiends while going to rest with the Death Knight. He wasn't that successful here because, well, he wasn't able to coil anything. And when he comes in, Fly stops attacking the creep immediately to focus on the Death Knight. It's the normal thing that human players also do when they get DKRS. Nice hide here by Sweet, because his DK was actually surrounded. And while Fly was trying to surround, well, I mean, he got 3 shots off on the wolves, and well, the wolves give a whole bunch of experience, as you can see. So right now Fly doesn't really want to fight this. Plus he's arriving quite soon tier 2, and he's gonna need to put his tier 2 buildings up. So this is actually one of the times where the Orc player is a bit vulnerable, because well, usually he has been creeping at tier 1, so a couple of his units will be kind of low. He won't have his second hero yet, and he will be trying to put up the bestiary. Quickly switch to Fly's point of view, and you will see that he has got one peon in each of the 2 burrows, and this is because, oh man, this is gonna be complicated. No, this is because one peon in each burrow does more damage than like the same number of peons in a single burrow. Right, I got it this time. So that's why he did this. And okay, now that Sweet has gone away, Fly knows directly what Sweet is going to try to creep, and that is the shop. Why the shop? Well, because they're in cross position, and the Sentinel ward between the 2 bases is very, very useful, especially for an Orc player who's playing against a Fiend user, and the Fiend user is trying to use Burrow. Yeah, Fly didn't see that that Fiend from Sweet there. Too bad. Could have at least damaged it. One more thing you see in Fly's base is that he puts up directly a War Mill after his bestiary. And the reason for this is Kodos, because on Turtle Rock, it's against the Fiend user, it's pretty hard to expand directly at tier 2, because first of all, well, you will have to creep a pretty hard spot, and second of all, the Fiend user has a bit of an advantage due to the small spaces. If he has a good positioning with the skeletons in front and the Fiends at the back, then yeah, nice lightning shield by Sweet on the back turtle. So if he has nice positioning, then it's really quite impossible for the grunts to attack the Fiends, and he's gonna lose a lot of health just trying to get there, and units and so on. So that's why generally expanding on Turtle Rock is kind of hard. And while people try to do it on the red spot next to their own base, but if the Undead Scouts does, it doesn't work that well either. On other maps it's much easier to expand. So right here, Sweet is just trying to prevent Fly from finishing the creep, and you see the new strategy by Undeads is to use Frost Armor first on the ledge, to be able to do something against the Grunt Raider combination, and it works pretty well. You see that Fly always runs in with a Raider, and well, his aim is to ensnare something. And why does he do that? Well, because an ensnared unit gives vision to the other player. So if you have a unit ensnared, then the other player can see that unit and all the units around it. And that's why it's a good idea. For example, here right now, he goes in, he ensnares a Fiend, so he knows exactly what Sweet is going to do, whether Sweet is going to come back to harass his creeping or not, and as soon as he sees that Sweet is moving, well, he doesn't go for the creeping. So right now, army combination, he's got 2 Raiders, and he's got his first Coda out. The reasoning, as I said, no, I don't think I've said this before, no, but the reasoning behind the early Kodo is the fact that with Grunt Raider, it's pretty hard to fight against Fiends on tight spots. Whereas if you have a Kodo or 2, if you have Kodos to eat the Fiends, then, well, it's easier to fight, because you don't have to run in and get owned by skeletons and frost armor and everything, and you can just eat a Fiend and you'll be okay. Sweet sees that he doesn't really want to fight here, because I guess because of the Kodo, and because the forest